So we finally got to the point where more smart home companies are releasing Matter products. You guys don't remember, back in 2022, Matter was released. All the biggest smart home companies, including Apple, Google, and Amazon, got together and decided, hey, we need a universal language so that any product could work in any ecosystem. Well, I finally got my hands on my first Matter product, and it is the smart blinds from Smartwings. I ended up getting the zebra blinds, so let's go ahead and check it out. First off, the purchasing experience of these shades were great. They have so many options to choose from, like roller, cellular, zebra, and even woven wooden shades. I opted for the zebra shades because I wanted to let light into the office and still have some privacy. You get to choose from multiple different colors and can even order swatches to make sure it fits your aesthetic. Then you get to choose if you want an inside mount or outside. Then you input the width and height of your window. This is very important to get right. And what is cool is they have directions on their site to make sure you do it right. Then you get to choose the motor type, with Matter being the last and best option because it works with all ecosystems. Then you choose your valance type, which is like the cover for the motor. You get to choose if you want a white or black bottom, and then choose if you want a solar attachment or not. Finally, you get to choose your remote control. The more expensive ones have additional channels, so if you have multiple blinds, you would want to get that. Then finally, the roll type, which for these shades only came in standard option, but others come with a reverse option. You're first going to get this really long Type-C charging cable, which will be useful later. You'll get screws and drywall anchors for screwing the blinds into the window head. It also comes with the remote you chose. You get a mount for the remote, and it actually comes with batteries. I also got the solar panel, so I don't have to charge the blinds with the cable, a folder of directions for setting up, and of course the shades themselves with the Matter code on it. I opted in for this very nice ivory color to fit the aesthetic of my office. As for the setup, guys, I've never installed blinds before, so I was very nervous, and so was my wife. So I started off with just making sure it fit correctly, and was happy that it did. Then directions said to measure out at least 4 inches from the edges to place the brackets. And since I had a long window, I actually had a third piece to put in the middle, so I just measured to put this in the middle of the 2 brackets. Then the directions said to mark where your brackets will go. This is actually the part that was difficult for me, since the directions didn't really clearly say how to mark them. All I did was use the measurements from the sidewall to the middle of the bracket, and then I also measured 1 inch deep because my window head is pretty wide, and I wanted the edges to be flush with the side wall so there's no sticking out. Then once I made my marks for all 3 of the brackets, I wanted to make sure I had a stud. So I had this stud finder from Ryobi that I used to hang things before. I was able to see that the front half of the window had a stud alongside the window, which is where my marks were. So I ended up not having to use the drywall anchors. Then I got to drill in 3 pilot holes for all the screws. I had to remove the brackets from the blinds, and it actually took me a minute to figure this out, but you simply just push the spring on the bracket to easily remove it. Then I added all 3 brackets and screwed those babies in. Then from there, I simply took the shades, and to my surprise, they just snapped in. I actually had to double check this because I didn't think it was that easy, but it was. So all there was left to do was get these shades added to the HomeKit app. And to do this, we just had to put it in parent mode. So I have to hit this button on the right side of the shades for 6 seconds, and then the shades will jog twice, meaning they will move up and down. So after pressing for 6 seconds, you also see it jog twice. Then the light will blink red to indicate it's in parent mode. Then on the bottom right of the inside of blind, there's an easily accessible Matter code to scan. And after scanning, you can see that the HomeKit app identifies it as blinds. Once it's finally connected, then you could choose the room that it's in and name it whatever you like. Then voila, you can start moving the blinds up and down simply using the Home app. Super convenient. Now, they already come pretty charged, but to charge it, they give you this extremely long USB-C cord, probably so you could reach any nearby outlet. You simply plug it into the USB outlet on the right side of the shades and plug it into the wall. Then if the light turns green, that means it is charging. There's also an option to hardwire these if you want to go that route. And then the third option is to use the solar panel accessory, so you could actually use the sun to power these shades. To get this attached, you just take off the adhesive on the panels and then stick it to the right hand corner so you can easily attach it to the USB plug-in. And I don't really get a lot of light on this window, so I'm actually curious if it will work. I'll probably put something in the comments after I post this video, letting you guys know if it works or not. Now, when it comes to the remote, you will actually need it to activate some features, but the setup is super easy. You take the back off and plug in the batteries. You also see this button on the back that we'll actually be using here shortly. Put the cover back on and bam, it works right out of the box. No additional pairing was needed. All right, so on the speed, what is the decibel levels in the sound? Is it too loud? Based off the speed you go and stuff like that. So right now you see me speaking, so you know, it's obviously the dBA is really high. If I'm silent, you know, the surrounding areas around 38 to 39, 40. So this is on the slowest setting right now. So it's pretty much sitting at like 43, 44-ish. So I'm gonna go switch it to medium. So it's about 45, 46, so went up about 2 decibels, and now we'll go on the fastest mode. So that's getting up to about 48. So about 2 decibels in the increase in volume when you go from low to medium to high. I think I'm gonna leave mine on medium, middle ground there, but it's honestly not even that loud. Like, it's a motorized blind. There's gonna be a little bit of noise, and it's only 6 or 8 decibels higher at the highest setting than what it is when it's quiet here. So I think it's very, very, very quiet. For someone like me who's never installed any window coverings, the only thing I was nervous about was the measurements, and I was able to do that first try. I just did a little extra measurements than what the directions said, and turned out perfect, drilled holes. Didn't have to drill extra holes and mess that up. But overall, the only thing I wish it did have was in the home app, you can't change the speeds like you can on the remote. I would make it really, really easy to do. Now, I'm personally gonna keep it on 1 speed, but this is most likely an Apple issue and not a Smartwings issue. So overall, these were amazing addition to my office. I needed some privacy, and I didn't want to have blackouts because I wanted some light to still bleed through when I'm on videos. Just some natural light always looks good on that. So if you guys want to pick some up yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below. And again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be making a ton of smart home videos. I already installed a bunch. Just bought this new place. And if you guys want to follow along with that journey, or you want to look at a lot of products that maybe you are building out your smart home with, then go ahead and subscribe again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.